Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palettes and Peanut Butter and Jelly Palette. The palette that is my favorite is the Chocolate Bonbons palette, and that's because I think it's perfect for my pale skin. So when you look at the palette, and I reviewed it if you haven't seen a review on it, but it has a lot of pink shades, it has some taupes, and it has a burgundy, and it has a couple of cool tone browns. These shades seem to work really well on my pale skin. I like that it has a hot pink, which is a nice bright. It basically has 8 good mattes or mattish shades. So like Earl Grey is kind of like a charcoal blue sort of duochrome, like matte satin type shade. Pecan Praline is like a light gray taupe matte, which I really like. Cashew Chew is like a light pink taupe sort of satin color, and for me it's like a great all over wash of color type shade, a transition shade, blending out shade. Almond Truffle is a darker pink taupe. Bordeaux is a burgundy brown. I wish it was more of like a true burgundy, but it's a really pretty color and it does work surprisingly well on me. So most of the colors in here work really well on me. The few like mid-tone browns work okay too. I sometimes struggle with those. Really the only color in here that's a disappointment to me is Black Currant, because it looks like it's a purple, but it's not really a purple when you put it on, and I really wish it was a true purple. But basically I think if you have pale skin like I do, or you like how you look in pink, that you will like this palette the best. Now they're all the same price, $49, but of the 3 palettes, this has the least amount of product. It's like 0.42 ounces of product. One thing I forgot to say, I absolutely love the fact that Too Faced has the name of the colors by the little hearts where they are, because I hate having to flip to the back of the palette or not have the names included at all. So I'm really, really grateful that Too Faced went ahead and put the names on the palette. So thank you so much, Too Faced. I love that. I think that's fantastic. Next is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. The chocolate bar also has the name of the colors on the palette, which I really appreciate. About 8 of the shades are mattes or satin mattes. So for me, because I have hooded eyes, I appreciate having the mattes for my crease. So I like Blueberry Swirl, which is kind of like a blue-gray color. It's not as blue as I'd like, but it still works out pretty well. I actually like Pink Sugar a lot, and when I initially reviewed this palette, I didn't like Pink Sugar, but that's because I hadn't found the right way to use it. You can make a super simple, gorgeous smoky eye, and I have a tutorial for it. If you just put down coconut cream as your base shade all over, then take licorice, the black, the matte black, and put that on your lid, your lower lid, and then smoke it out in the crease. And then pop Pink Sugar just like on the center of your lid, or the center of your lid and your lower lid, and it's gorgeous because basically Pink Sugar is made for layering. It is not good on its own. It has like pretty much no color payoff, but because it's sort of a duochrome, when you layer it, it gives you like a pretty pink and gold iridescence. So it's really gorgeous if you're using it like that. The other reason I like this palette is that there are a lot of colors that I feel that really bring out my blue-green eyes, like caramel and peanut butter, bonbon. Basically those sort of peachy, orangey colors seem to work really well with blue or blue-green eyes in my opinion. It also has some cool tone colors that I really like. Specifically, Puddin' is a great crease color on me. I think it's perfect. Like I mentioned, it has a lot of mattes, like Peanut Butter, which, you know, ended up spawning a whole palette of its own. I think basically if you love orangey coppery shades, or if you love neutral to cool tone browns, you'll end up loving this palette. If you have blue eyes, you'll probably love this palette because I think these colors really make blue eyes pop. And this palette has more product than the Chocolate Bonbons palette, but less product than the original Chocolate Bar. It's 0.56 ounces of product. Now we have the original Chocolate Bar. First, it doesn't have the names of the colors on the palette. For me, it just has a lot of mid-tone browns that are really hard for me to wear, especially shimmery shades. I find that those kind of colors go really muddy on me, and I don't think that they're flattering. I believe it has about 6 mattes: white chocolate, salted caramel, milk chocolate, semi-sweet, strawberry bonbon. It does have a couple colors that I really like. Marzipan, champagne truffle, which is really, really pretty, and salted caramel is actually one of my favorites. I don't really like how dark the base shade is in here. However, I would say if you love milk chocolatey shades, this is the palette for you and you will love it. And this has 0.62 ounces of product. Finally, I want to talk about the Too Faced Peanut Butter Jelly Palette. 4 out of the 9 colors are matte. I absolutely love, love, love Extra Creamy because it's like the perfect base shade for me for my skin tone. The mattes in here, basically you have Spread the Love, which really functions as a matte even though it has a little tiny bit of shimmer in it. Peanut Butter, Nuts About You, and Extra Creamy. They all have wonderful pigmentation, wonderful texture. They're really easy to work with in my opinion. Jelly is gorgeous. It reminds me a little bit of like MAC Stars and Rockets, except that Too Faced is proudly cruelty-free where MAC is not. Jammin's a little weird because it's like a purpley brown, but I've had some people tell me that it does work really well with the other colors in their opinion. To me, overall, this palette has really good quality, and it's only 36 bucks, and you're getting 0.39 ounces of product for it. So I'm a fan of this palette too. So yes, the palettes smell like chocolate. I love chocolate, so personally, I don't mind that at all. Part of what makes a palette good for me is having mattes, especially like a skin tone matte and a light transitional shade matte that I can use, as well as a color that I can use to fill in, use to contour in my crease. So for me, these palettes are winners. I also really like the semi-sweet. The original chocolate bar, I'm not such a fan of. I have done a couple tutorials with the chocolate bonbon palette, and I have done a couple tutorials with the semi-sweet, so if you check them out in my blog, you can tell me what you think. If you are pale like I am and you love pinks, definitely check out this palette. So anyway, these are my favorite palettes. What are your favorite palettes from Too Faced? Please be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to my channel. I make new videos weekly. Thanks so much for watching.